It's here, the Samsung Galaxy S8 and the S8 Plus. Hey everyone, it's Tim Cook here from Apple, and I must say Samsung's doing very well with the S8. I feel kinda jealous right now. I'm just kidding, it's me, Keith, about a tech guy here with the specs on the Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. I just started a little joke there, how Apple would feel when they see this here. Don't cry, Apple, don't cry. Samsung is just doing their best. Don't cry. Tim Cook, do not cry. Anyway, enough about Apple and more on Samsung. Introducing the stunning infinite display phone, both with the S8 and the S8 Plus. So let's look at its design. Now, as you know, as you realize here, it has very thin bezels. And for those of you who have watched the videos I talked about how thin bezels are actually designed, I will leave a link in the description for you to watch that if you didn't, so you can understand how thin bezels actually work, especially on the S8. So now let's go into the display. Samsung has a new infinity display with a resolution of 1440p, which is pretty cool, and also as well you can customize or lower the resolution if you wish, but the default resolution is 1440p, and the infinity display looks really sexy. And it has a curved and perfect symmetrical singular object design, and it's available in midnight black, orchid gray, coral blue, arctic silver, and maple gold. And the S8 has a 5.7-inch display. Sorry, not a 5.7, I mean a 5.8-inch display, and whereas the S8 Plus has 6.2 inches display. Although the display inches may sound big, but the actual body of the phone can still fit in your hand. Now let's look on over to the design of the phone, which I told you it has a small body but with very thin bezels, making the screen taller. Immerse yourself in a bigger view that still fits comfortably in your hand with the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. Break free from the confines of bezels, offering a smooth and uninterrupted surface that flows seamlessly over the edges. So beyond the bezels, those thick bezels are gone. LG has a competitor right now. The LG G6 has a competitor with the S8. So the big screen that feels small. So even though the screen is big, the phone body is still the size of your typical average phone. And it's sleek all around with your tranquil surface and dual edges on both front and back. And the camera has no, and I say it has no hump like before, and you can take your pick from with over 4 colors. And more screen is more screen, which it has a 18.5 to 9 aspect ratio, which is a bit similar to what the LG G6 ratio is. So, and it also has a 570 ppi for the S8 and a 529 ppi for the S8 Plus. And scroll more with taller screen, basically. And also for the home button, there's actually no home button. They're using software keys, but it has a capacitive sensor underneath the software home key, which it's taptic feedback, which allows you to press that area to take you home right with the software key. And it's styled with its always on display also, which is a great feature that Samsung has always had. Now let's continue on. Now for the camera, it has a 12 megapixel dual pixel sensor camera, which is technically the same as what the S7 would have had, but it has more focus and accuracy, and the front camera is 8 megapixels, which is pretty fine. Now for security, it's foolproof for the iris sensor and facial recognition. You also have the fingerprint sensor, but that is located at the back now. And I already told you the story about the fingerprint sensor in a separate video. So you get the iris sensor, and for those of you who have already knew about the Note 7, the Note 7 was actually the first one to come with Samsung's featured iris sensor, but they made it more powerful and faster from before. So iris scan, and you also have facial recognition, which as soon as you lift your phone up, it just scans your face and it unlocks your phone as soon as it sees your face. But you still have other options of pattern, password, pin, and so forth, so which is pretty cool. So scan your face, and that is it. And the fingerprint sensor is located right next to the rear camera on the back, which is kind of an unusual position, but if you're somebody that constantly has your fingers on the top of the phone, it will be very convenient. And also you can use Samsung Pay and other features to pay with your facial recognition and also your fingerprint. Performance, has a IP68 rated performance, and for the processor, it's a 10 nanometer chip, but Samsung did not specify exactly what chip it is, but we can guess it's probably an Exynos 9 or probably the Snapdragon 821. We're not quite sure, or it's a mixture of both. So Samsung is introducing the world's first 10 nanometer AP chip with a consumption is down to 20%. Apps launch faster and battery life is longer. So 10% more powerful CPU and 20% more capable GPU, which is pretty good, and faster downloads over LTE and Wi-Fi, faster LTE with CAT6, and also 1024 QAM with faster Wi-Fi. Gaming performance is very good, and also since it runs on Android Nougat, you get Vulkan API plus the Infinity display. That's cool. And also the S, it comes with a pair of AKG headphones which provide premium audio. Now for intelligence, say hello to Samsung's new Bixby, which is Samsung's rumored AI that we've been hearing about, and it is finally here. Now this thing is so intelligent that it can go recognize from voice to text and touch. So talk, see, recommend, and remind. And it also has a dedicated button to open the Bixby screen, and it also has a cards feature which shows you your cards such as weather or concert applications and so forth. And you could use Bixby to scan objects. Say like if you want to like shop for something, you can scan take a picture of an object, and if you want to sub an object similar to that, like a chair, it will take you to some of Samsung's partners with third-party apps such as Amazon and so forth. Scan for places, translate text with Bixby, which you are the third-party apps that Google Translate, so forth, while images, and you can even scan a QR code. So you don't need a third-party app for scanning QR codes, which is a good thing. And for the phone accessories, you have the Samsung's new Gear 360, the new Gear VR with a controller also. So Samsung made a controller for the Gear VR, and the new Gear 360 with better handling, better resolution with 4K recording. You have Samsung Smart Switch, which you can easily cloud storage and so forth. Accessibility with built-in with more Samsung's home technology. And also you have the new wireless charger convertible. Now for the full specs, and the specs are a lot to talk about. We have a lot of specs to go through, so let's get snapping. Color availability: midnight black, orchid gray, coral blue, which is my favorite color, arctic silver, and maple gold. Just to give you a little quick thing, my favorite color is coral blue and midnight black, since blue and black are one of my favorite colors. Now for the dimensions of the devices, the S8 is 8mm thick and has a height of 148.9mm with a width of 68.1mm and a display of 5.8 inches. For the S8 Plus, 8.1mm thick, a height of 159.5mm and a width of 73.4 and a screen dimension of 6.2 inches. For the display, both has a Quad HD Plus Super AMOLED display with the same resolutions of 2960 by 1440, whereas the S8 has the PPI 570 and the S8 Plus has a 529 PPI. Now for the cameras, the front camera is 8MP with autofocus, f1.7 aperture, pixel size with 1.22 sensor size with 1/3.6 inches, and FOV 80 with wide selfie. For the rear camera, it has a dual pixel 12MP autofocus with optical image stabilization, f1.7 aperture, which is very similar and familiar to the S7. Sensor size with 1/2 with 0.55 inches, FOV with 77, and many other modes such as food mode, and you can save as raw file with raw image support. Both also have stamps, voice control, timer, location tags, filters, stickers, and many other camera features, and selective bokeh focus effect. Video recording: 30 FPS for 4K. You can get Full HD at 30 FPS or 60 FPS, 720p at 30 FPS with VDIS, and digital zoom with 8 times, and high CRI LED flash, and slow motion video support for 720p at 2040 FPS, which you get some slow motion there. We were expecting 1000 FPS, but sadly that didn't come true. But 240 FPS is good for some good slow motion. You have hyperlapse video with stabilization, continue autofocus, and track AF, and take 9MP still photos while recording at 4K video. Performance: octa-core 2.3 GHz, quad 1.7 quad 64-bit 10nm processor for the S8, and for the S8 Plus I have octa-core 2.35 quad plus 1.9 GHz quad 64-bit 10nm processor. For memory, you have 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of internal storage UFS 2.1, but this may differ by country or carrier, because some carriers would have bloatware, but it comes with completely 64 gigs, so if you're buying it unlocked, you shouldn't have any problems with bloatware, but it may differ if you're buying it from a carrier like Verizon or so. Supports LTE Cat 0.16, Bluetooth 5.0. Yes, the latest version of Bluetooth version 5.0. Not a lot of phones come with Bluetooth 5.0. You have NFC, USB Type-C, Wi-Fi 802.11, and so forth with 2.4 with 5 GHz. You have expandable memory with up to 256 gigs for micro SD and dual SIM module hybrid SIM slot and nano SIM. For the OS, it's running on Android 7.0 Nougat. You get UHQ 30-bit and DDS audio support. It has many audio playback formats from MP3 to DFF and so forth. Here they are right here. You can just take a quick look at them. Bluetooth or audio also. Recording quality improved with high AOP. And it has the pure sound by AKG bundled earphones with hybrid canal type two-way dynamic units, and these are the supported video playback formats. And you also get TV connection. Here are the quick specs right there. From microcast with cable support and display port for 4K at 60 fps and 1080p at 30 fps. IP68 water and dust resistance, which gives you up to 30 minutes in 1.5 liters of water. Battery 3000 mAh for the S8 and 35 mAh for the S8 Plus. And for the S8 you get 4G 12 hours, 3G 11 hours, internet use for 14 hours, and talk time 20 hours. Video playback 16 hours, 67 hours for MP3, and MP3 with AOD on 44 hours. For the S8 Plus, AOD on 50 hours, AOD off 78 hours, video playback 18 hours, talk time for the S8 Plus 24 hours, Wi-Fi 15 hours, 3G 13 hours, and 4G 15 hours. Comes with fast charging, and it comes with RGB sensor, iris sensor, barometer sensor, fingerprint sensor, gyro sensor, gyrometer sensor, and so many other sensors. It has a dedicated Bixby key, volume key, and on and off key with power button, and Knox protection with security and authentication with face recognition and many other security options. Intelligence, press the Bixby button, talk, see, and recommend. Customization edge-to-edge screen, always on display, and many other features. And so that is it. I just did a full overview on the Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. Keep Gordon Tech Guy signing out with this video, and I'll see you in many upcoming videos. Like, subscribe, comment your thoughts on the S8 and S8 Plus, and I'll see you later.